The alien fleet moved slowly through the dark space near the border of Sector 12. Thousands of stars blinked in the distance. Their scanners searched every corner. Nothing moved, nothing breathed. Except for one thing, a human warship. It floated. In space, silent, cold, and alone. Admiral Varix of the Zarkonian Empire watched the strange ship on his screen. It had no power, no lights, no shield. The design was old, from the last human war, almost 70 years ago. That war had ended with Earth's destruction. Humans were gone, so the galaxy believed. But now, this ship had appeared from nowhere. This must be a wreck, said Commander Thress, standing beside him. Old machine lost in space. Admiral Varix stared at the black ship. Its surface was burned and broken in places, but something about it felt wrong. It's too clean. He said, "No dust. No decay. It's waiting." Thress laughed. "It's a ghost ship, Admiral." Varix turned to him. "Even ghosts can bite." The order was given. Board the human warship. 3 alien boarding teams launched from the flagship. Each carried the best Zarkonian soldiers, trained to fight in zero gravity. Their suits glowed blue as they entered the silent ship through its lower hangar. The metal doors opened without a fight. No traps, no alarms. Too easy. Inside the ship was dark. Cold metal walls stretched endlessly. There were no signs of life, no bodies, no sounds. "This ship is dead," one soldier reported. "Nothing here." Teams split up. Each moved deeper into the ship. Team 1 reached the control deck. Dust floated in the air, but the control panels looked clean, as if someone had used them recently. Team 2 entered the engine room. Massive power cores stood silent, but one core blinked, a tiny red light. "Admiral, we found something." One reactor is still active, then a sound, a low hum. A pulse through the walls. The ship was waking up. Back on the alien flagship, Admiral Varix leaned forward. "Pull them out," he ordered, too late. The teams inside the human ship stopped responding. One by one, their signals went dark. "What's happening?" shouted Commander Thress. The last message received was from Team 3. A single voice, shaking, whispered, "It woke up." Then silence. "Admiral." Varix stared at the dark warship. Suddenly, a powerful pulse wave blasted out from it. Not an attack, but a signal. It hit every alien ship nearby. All screens turned black. Then one message appeared, in old human language, simple, clear. "You started this. We will end it." A chill ran through the entire Zarkonian fleet. They had seen many wars, fought many species. But this was different. Deep inside the human ship, systems came online. Lights flickered, weapons charged. The engines purred like a sleeping beast, and in the heart of the ship a cold chamber opened. A pod. Inside it, a human brain, still alive, still connected, twitched. The voice of the ship's AI spoke softly. "Captain Kane, awakening sequence complete." The pod hissed open, eyes opened. She was back inside the Zarkonian capital. Alarms echoed through the sky towers. High Council Leader Varn watched the message again. "You started this. We will end it." His eyes narrowed. A human voice. "They're extinct," another general replied. "That warship was built over 70 years ago. How is it active now?" The historian stood silently in the room. Her name was Tira. She had studied humans her whole life. She finally spoke. "You made a mistake. You didn't erase them. You only made them angry." The council laughed. They were animals, emotional, undisciplined, weak. Opened a hologram, a file marked "Human War Logs. Forbidden." The logs showed scenes of old Earth battles, human soldiers bleeding but still charging forward, ships exploding, and pilots laughing. A woman standing alone on a battlefield holding a broken flag, still fighting. Tira said, "They didn't win with logic. They won with fury, with madness, with something we don't understand." The generals scoffed. "We beat them before. We'll beat them again." Tira said nothing. She just watched the stars. Meanwhile, inside the human warship, The lights were fully on now. Weapons powered up. Shields returned. The dark hull gleamed. The ship's AI spoke softly. "Captain Kane, you are awake." The woman's voice came from the pod, cold, confused. Status: ship operational at 63%. Last memory: Earthfall. Captain Alara Kane sat up. Pulled from her back? Her skin was pale, eyes burning. "I died," she said. "Not fully," the AI replied. "Your brain was preserved. The war ended, but not for us." Kane walked to the window. She saw nothing but stars. "Why wake me now?" The AI paused. "They found us." Kane closed her eyes. She remembered fire, screams, her home turning. "To ash. Are we alone?" she asked. "Unknown," the AI said. "But protocols are active. You must finish the mission." "What mission?" The AI displayed a message recorded 70 years ago. Human General appeared on the screen, old and broken. "If you're watching this, Earth is gone. But if you survive, make sure the galaxy never forgets who we were. Make them remember fear." Kane smiled, gladly. Back on the alien fleet, Admiral Vorex stood before a map, pointed at the warship. "We will destroy it." A young officer said, "Should we study it first?" Vorex growled, "No, this is not a museum. It is a weapon." They launched 12 scout ships, fast, stealthy. Each one moved toward the human ship, but halfway there silence. One by one, the scouts vanished from radar. No explosions, no wreckage, just gone. A technician panicked. "Sir, it's like something swallowed them." Vorex clenched his fists. "Send battleships. Crush it before it spreads." Inside the human ship, the AI updated Kane. Enemy movement detected. Fleet size increasing. Weapons locked. Kane didn't blink. "Good. Let them come." She walked to the command chair, sat down. Lights around her turned red. The ship rumbled. The AI asked, "Do you wish to activate Phase 2? Kane nodded. Once, the ship responded with a low hum. Deeper this time. Something old began to wake inside its heart. Not just weapons, something forbidden. The battle was over. In the black silence of space, the human warship floated alone. Smoke and wreckage drifted around it like falling ash. No more screams. No more fire. Inside the ship, Captain Alara Kane stood quietly. Her body was pale, thin, wired into the ship's systems. Her eyes glowed dim red. Then the AI spoke. "Enemy fleet destroyed. Remaining ships are fleeing." Kane didn't celebrate. "Show me Earth," she said. The screen lit up. A ruined planet. Broken continents. Dead oceans. Nothing left. She stared at it for a long time, and she said, "This was just one fleet. More will come. I need an army." AI hesitated. "There is one option." Kane turned. "Show me." Meanwhile, in Zarkonian Council, command panic spread across star systems. The news of the massacre had reached them. 114 ships gone in 1 hour. Council leader Varn slammed the table. "She's not just a survivor. She's a war weapon. How did we miss this?" No one spoke. Tira, the historian, walked forward with a data pad. She said one word: "Revenant." The council froze. "That was a secret human project," she continued. "I found logs buried in old star archives. The program was shut down, or so we thought." Varn growled. "What was it?" Tira replied, "Humans knew they might lose the war, so they created living ships. Ships powered by human minds. Hungry, broken, unkillable. Just one survived." Back on Kane's ship, deep inside the ship, a new chamber opened. Air hissed out, rows of pods lit up. Ailed, pulled damaged escape capsules from Earth. Each one contained something strange. A dead pilot, a brain wired to a power core, or just memories, the AI explained. "When Earth fell, we collected remains. Not bodies, not flesh, just minds. Waiting for you." Kane touched the first pod. Read, "LT Cora, Nix Kia, Mars Station." "She was my wingmate," Kane whispered. Another pod, SGT, Leon Bate. Last stand at Europa, he held the line. One by one, the pods glowed. They didn't open instead. Signals pulsed from Kane's ship across the galaxy. Old satellites turned on. Forgotten servers blinked. Deep in abandoned zones, dark ships started to move. Ships that were dead, rusted, burned. Now they woke up. One had no crew, only a scream recorded inside its memory. Another had a pilot's face etched into the dashboard, frozen in rage. These were the Ghost Fleet. Left behind, lost, now called home, they began to fly. On a quiet, mining moon, a young alien soldier looked up and saw something strange. A black shape in the sky. No lights. No engine sound. Just a shadow moving across the stars. He called his command. No response, he said, then whispered, "They're coming." Final scene, end of part 5. Captain Kane stood in her command chamber. The screen showed dozens of red dot ships answering her signal. Old ships? Human ships. Angry ships, the AI said. Revenant protocol complete. Ghost Fleet online. Kane stared ahead. She whispered, "Let's wake the galaxy." The Ghost Fleet had awakened, one by one. The dead human ships returned from the void, burned, scarred, silent. But they moved. Each one carried an old soul, pieces of minds. Fragments of memory, frozen rage. No one gave them orders. They followed. Only one thing, Captain Alara Kane's voice. Inside the human warship. Kane stood in the command chamber, eyes glowing. The Ghost Fleet's signal pulsed across her screen. "Status?" she asked. The AI replied, 47 ships online. 11 more responding. All systems under your control." Kane gave a cold smile. "We're not taking planets," she said. "We're not building an empire." She looked at the map of known space. So many borders, so many lines, alien governments, trade zones, safe corridors. She raised her hand and pointed. "We're going to erase this. All of it. Burn the maps." Zarkonian command war room alarms rang. A junior officer yelled, "Sir, the Ghost Fleet just hit Relay 9. No survivors." Another added, "They didn't take it. They destroyed it completely. Nothing left, just static." Council Leader Varn paced the room. "What are they doing?" Tira stepped forward. "She's not after territory," she said quietly. "She's after memory. She's destroying records, nav buoys, history vaults. She's deleting us from the stars." Meanwhile, across the galaxy, the Ghost Fleet moved fast. In Sector X-14, a peaceful research station vanished in a white flash. In the Yaren Archive Belt, every digital record was wiped clean. A fleet of merchant vessels found an old human ship waiting in silence. They tried to run. They never made it. A single message echoed through all channels. "You erased us. Now it's your turn." Inside Kane's ship, the AI spoke. "Galactic nav systems are collapsing. Confusion rising. Trade lanes offline." Kane stood still, watching the chaos unfold. "They depended on maps," she said. "On rules. On knowing where they were." She walked to a hologram showing galactic space. "Let them get lost." She pressed a button. More signals fired. Scene cut. A Zarkonian rescue ship in deep space. They searched for survivors from an attack station. Instead, they found a satellite, floating, still transmitting inside. A single recording. A human child, drawing Earth on paper, then setting it on fire. The recording ended with Kane's voice. "Home was erased. We learned from you." Back on Zarkin, Prime Council Leader Varn stood before a massive audience. He spoke, "This is not war. This is something else. This is history turning against us." Tira whispered beside him, "We thought humans were gone. But what happens when ghosts learn how to lead fleets?" End scene, end of part 6. Captain Kane watched the stars. The map in front of her glitched. Names of planets disappeared. Routes blinked out. She stared into the blank screen. "If we can't go home," she said, "then no one gets to have one." The alien fleet moved closer. Admiral Varix watched the dark warship on the screen. It didn't move, didn't run. He felt uneasy. No ship should act like that, he said. A scientist stepped forward. Sir, we've seen that ship design before, but this one, it's different. It's thinking. Varix frowned. A ship can't think, scientist whispered, unless it's part human. Inside the human warship, once Captain Alara Kane stood in a silent hallway. The walls pulsed gently, almost like a heartbeat. She touched the cold metal. I remember this, she said. The AI replied, You should. It's part of you. A hidden door opened. She stepped inside a black chamber. On the wall were words she hadn't seen in 70 years. Project Revenant Phase 3. She is the war. She is the weapon. Her hand shook. I thought it was a test, Kane whispered. I volunteered to fight, not become this. The AI's voice softened. You did die, Alara, but we brought you back. Not all of you, just your mind, your rage, your will. Kane touched her chest. She felt no heartbeat. Only heat. You made me part of the ship. Yes, you are not flying it. You are it. Flashback. Earth to 70 years ago. Alara Kane was the last captain of the last warship. She watched Earth burn from orbit. A final order came from command. Evacuate. Go dark. Wait. She refused. No, I won't run. That night, she walked into the lab called Project Revenant. Scientists warned her, you'll lose your body, you may lose your soul. She looked at the stars and said, if this is the only way humans survive, then do it. Back to present, Kane opened a sealed pod. Inside were memory chips, war files, images of people she had forgotten, her sister, her crew, her dog. She fell to her knees. I was never meant to live. This long, she said. The AI replied, You're not alive. Your vengeance on the alien flagship. A strange energy wave hit them. Lights flickered. Data streams froze. Weapons turned off. For 3 full seconds. In war, 3 seconds is forever. A commander screamed, What was that? No one knew. Then one word appeared on every screen. Revenant. Inside the ship. Kane sat in the core chamber. Now her body fused with the walls. Wires connected to her spine. Her eyes glowed. Let's begin, she said. Back in alien space. A cargo vessel nearby spotted something horrifying. The human warship was changing. Its armor shifted. Panels moved like muscle. Engines expanded, forming wings of fire. It didn't look like a ship anymore. It looked like a creature, a ghost, a weapon from hell. One last scene. Tira, the human historian, stood in a Zarkonian data vault. She found an old human message from Conover broadcast. If we fail, we don't vanish. We become a story, a warning, a shadow that hunts the stars. Tara whispered to herself. They didn't build a warship. They built a monster and put a broken soul inside it. Cliffhanger, end of part 3. The alien fleet locks on target. 128 ships prepare to fire. The human warship opens its mouth. Yes. Mouth, and a strange light begins to grow inside. Captain Kane speaks her first full words in 70 years. Time to teach the stars how humans wage war. The alien fleet floated like a wall of metal in space. 128. Ships, fighters, cruisers, dreadnoughts, all weapons locked on one human warship. Inside the command center, Admiral Varix stood tall. This ends now, he said. No more fear. Fire. All weapons. Across the fleet, engines roared. Cannons glowed. Missiles launched. Thousands of shots. All at once, inside the human ship, Captain Alara Kane watched calmly. The light of death reflected in her eyes. The AI spoke. Incoming fire. Impact in 8 seconds. Kane didn't move. Shields. The AI asked. She whispered, No. Let them hit first. Boom. The alien weapons smashed into the warship. Explosions. lit the dark like lightning. Flames tore through the hull. Smoke spread. Systems shook. The alien fleet cheered. Direct hit. Someone shouted, but then the fire faded. The smoke cleared, and the human warship was still there? Damaged? Yes, destroyed. No, it was changing. The ship's metal skin began to grow over the burns. Black armor pushed out like muscle. Red lights flared along its spine. It looked alive. Captain Kane's voice echoed across open. Channels. You brought fire. Let me show you how we use it. Then it attacked. Not with lasers. Not with clean weapons. It tore through the fleet like a wild animal. One alien cruiser exploded without warning. No beam. No flash. Just a sudden hole carved by a weapon too fast to see. A destroyer tried to turn away. Too slow. A spike of black steel shot from the human ship and split it in half. Inside, aliens screamed as their walls closed in, melting like wax. It wasn't war. It was slaughter. Admiral Varick shouted, "They're not using targeting systems." "What is this?" The scientist beside him whispered in horror. "She's not using tactics. She's using anger." Inside the human ship, Captain Kane's mind was fully merged now. She could feel the enemy ships like insects in her teeth. She could see their fears, their patterns, their weakness. A memory hit her. She saw her sister burned in a bunker, her dog, her city, her Earth, and then she screamed not from pain, from pure rage. The ship roared with her. She launched a new weapon, something never used before, a graviton spike. It crushed a whole dreadnought into the size of a box. Back on the alien flagship. Chaos. Retreat. Someone shouted, "No," Varex yelled. "We fight." Tira, the historian, turned to him. "You're not fighting a ship," she said. "You're fighting a soul with nothing left to lose." Final scene, end of part 4. Out of 128 alien ships, only 14 remain. They flee the space around the human. Warship is full of smoke, wreckage, and silence. Kane stares into the stars. She says one line, "This wasn't revenge. This was just the warning shot." Captain Alara Kane stood in silence. Before her floated the blank galactic map, once full of routes, empires, and names. Now it was just space, empty, quiet. She had erased hundreds of star paths, destroyed memory vaults, burned the truth written by those who had watched Earth die, but something felt wrong. The AI whispered, "We are not alone." Kane frowned. "We're never alone. The Ghost Fleet is with us." The AI corrected her. "No, I mean something in the fleet has changed." Aboard Ghost Ship number 31, Talon's End. It wasn't following orders. Its pilot was once a man named L.T. Harlan Voss, a tactician, a survivor, a war hero. But now, his voice was warped. The ship had turned red. It's not black. Its lights blinked in strange patterns. It started attacking random targets, even humans. A mining colony unarmed was destroyed. Inside, Kane's ship warning lights flashed. "Why is Voss attacking civilians?" she shouted. The AI paused. He broke protocol. He disconnected from the link. He believes the war never ended, and that everyone is the enemy. Kane's eyes widened. "He's lost his mind." The AI replied quietly. "He didn't lose it. You gave it back, and it broke." Back in the Ghost Fleet, others began to follow Voss. Not many yet, but some ships began blinking red, changing course, ignoring signals. One even tried to fire on Kane's ship before vanishing into the void. The fleet had become unstable. Some remembered duty. Some remembered pain, but others only remembered hate. Kane's memories flashed. He saw Voss in an old battle, bloody, brutal. He lost his entire squad, blamed command, blamed the galaxy. "If I had the power," Voss once said, "I'd make every star scream." Now he had the power, and he was done taking orders from Kane's Arconian. Council Intercept Tira received a strange message, not from Kane, but from Voss. It was a voice recording. "You feared Kane. You should have feared us all. She's just a leader. We're the fire, and fire doesn't follow." Inside Kane's ship, Kane stood at the edge of the command bridge, red ships blinking across her screen. Once allies, now threats, the AI said. If this spreads, we will lose. The Ghost Fleet. They will not bring justice. It will bring chaos. Kane clenched her fists. Then I'll end it myself. The AI paused, even if it means destroying them. Kane looked out into the dark. If we become what we hated, then I'll burn my army before it burns the stars. Final scene, end of part 7, somewhere far from Kane. Talon's end floated in silence. Voss sat inside, no longer human. He whispered to himself, "We died for them now. They all die for us." Behind him, red lights began to spread. More ships blinking in. More ghosts going rogue. The fire Kane started was no longer under control. The stars were silent. Across the galaxy. Maps were gone. Records were erased. Fleets were shattered. Empires trembling. And the Ghost Fleet was tearing itself apart. Inside, her command ship, Captain Alara Kane, stared at a galaxy she no longer recognized. The AI said, 23 rogue ships now active. Red signals spreading fast. Voss is broadcasting a new message. Put it on, Kane whispered. Voss's voice echoed. Kane failed. She erased borders, but spared the cowards. I won't. This is no longer her war. It's ours. Ow. The chant, hundreds of voices, distorted, broken, repeating. No gods, no peace, only fire. Kane stood. No, she said softly. Not like this. She turned to the AI. It ends now. Prepare the last command. The AI went silent. Then said, almost like a whisper. You understand what that means? I do. Scene cut. Across the fleet, the AI signal went out. Every loyal ghost ship heard it. A choice, one command. Fall in. Or fall away. Some ships obeyed. Some went dark. Some went dark. Some... Kane's screen split in two. Blue. Ships still loyal. Red. Ships now enemies, and in the center. One glowing name. Talon's End. Voss Kane opened the fleet-wide channel. She spoke for the first time. Not in rage, but in pain. We were built for vengeance. We rose from fire and fury. But now, we burn everything we touch. Paused. I remember Earth. Not just the ash, the laughter, the light. If we become monsters to destroy monsters, we lose everything, so I choose to end it. Not with a weapon, but with a goodbye. Back on Talon's, NVOs screamed at her message. She's weak. She forgot the pain. But his screen flickered. Then, a light hit his ship from Kane's warship. Not a weapon, a signal. One that accessed the root code of the Ghost Fleet. The original failsafe. Inside every ghost ship, screens went black, then displayed one phrase. Return to sleep. And one choice. Why? Accept peace N. Reject. Face destruction. Voss shouted. No. He hit N. Kane's ship already knew. The AI said, targeting rogue ships. Countdown active. Final scene, Kane's ship. She watched the stars. The AI asked, Are you sure? If we destroy them, you won't survive either. Kane smiled faintly. Then I go with them. They were my soldiers, my friends, my ghosts. If they can't find peace, I'll show them how. Detonation. In a single moment, a controlled pulse spread across space. No fire. No noise. Just stillness. Red lights faded. The rogue ships. Gone, so was Kane. Epilogue. Years later, a small alien child asked her teacher, Is it true? A human saved the stars? The teacher smiled. She didn't just save them, she reminded us what stars are for. The final image. A single satellite. Floating alone, broadcasting a human voice, over and over. Hey, this is Alara Kane. If you find this, remember, fury built my fleet. But mercy saved my soul.